Manchester United head into the international break with several players on the sidelines through injury. United go into the break on the back of a 3-0 loss to Liverpool on Sunday at Old Trafford. As a result, Erik ten Hag's side are 14th in the Premier League table after 2 defeats in their first 3 fixtures of the campaign. This attention will soon turn to United's next Premier League fixture, which comes away to Southampton later this month. United were without several first-team players for the defeat to Liverpool at the weekend. We have put together a roundup of when the Reds will hope to have those players back available and recover from their respective injuries. Now, let's take a look at Yoro. Yoro has yet to make his competitive debut for United after suffering a fractured metatarsal during the pre-season trip to the United States. Yoro underwent successful surgery on the injury last month and was given a time frame of 3 months for a full recovery. As a result, United will not expect to have the centre-back available once again until later in the year. Next is Rasmus Hojlund. He picked up a hamstring injury during a pre-season friendly against Arsenal. Since then, the Danish forward has been sidelined, missing all 3 Premier League matches so far, as well as the Community Shield. There's hope that Hojlund could return after the international break, potentially for the away game against Southampton on September 14th. His return would add much-needed firepower to United's attack, which has looked blunt in his absence. Luke Shaw suffered a calf injury during pre-season, and the United left-back has been in recovery ever since. After missing the first 4 matches of the season, including the Community Shield, United confirmed in their statement that there was hope Shaw would return after the international break. It remains to be seen if the left-back will feature in the trip to St Mary's later this month. Potential return date, Southampton, September 14th. Now, Tyrell Malaysia. Malaysia has been sidelined with a knee injury he sustained in May 2023 after suffering a setback in his recovery. Ten Hag recently spoke about the left-back, where he expressed hope that Malaysia could return in the near future. Malaysia has not made a single appearance for United in over a year, but the club will hope the defender is nearing a return to the matchday squad. Potential return date is October. Mason Mount is the latest United player to be added to the injury list after he confirmed on social media he would be on the sidelines for the foreseeable. Stated that he suffered a minor muscle issue, although no time frame has been given for when the midfielder will return. The England international missed United's defeat to Liverpool on Sunday due to the injury. His potential return date is unknown. Finally, Victor Lindelof. Lindelof is currently sidelined with a toe injury he suffered during United's pre-season defeat to Liverpool in the United States. Lindelof is yet to return to training, and no time frame has been given for when United expect the centre-back to return to the matchday squad. Ten Hag is likely to provide an update on Lindelof's fitness when he speaks to the media after the international break. United's schedule doesn't get any easier after the break. They face an away fixture against Southampton, followed by the start of their Europa League campaign against FC Twente and a Carabao Cup tie at home to Barnsley. With multiple competitions underway, the squad's depth will be tested, and the return of these key players will be critical for maintaining momentum and competing on all fronts. Now, here's our take. The injury situation at Manchester United is becoming a significant concern, and it reveals deeper issues within the club's management and preparation. As the team heads into the international break, the number of key players sidelined with injuries has already impacted their performance on the pitch, contributing to their disappointing start to the season. With United sitting 14th in the Premier League after 2 losses in 3 games, it's clear that these injuries are not just a series of unfortunate events, but potentially a sign of underlying problems. The current injury crisis highlights a glaring lack of depth in key areas of the squad. For a club with the stature and resources of Manchester United, finding themselves short-handed due to a few injuries is unacceptable. The absence of players like Yoro, Rasmus Hojlund, and Luke Shaw has exposed vulnerabilities that should have been addressed well before the season began. It raises serious questions about whether the club did enough in the transfer market or has adequately prepared for inevitable injuries that occur throughout a demanding season. Injuries are a part of football, but United's current spate of injuries suggests there may be underlying issues with how players are being managed or prepared physically. Hojlund's hamstring injury and Shaw's calf strain, both sustained during pre-season, point to potential problems in conditioning or workload management. For a top club, repeated injuries to key players can often indicate flaws in fitness programs, recovery protocols, or even the quality of medical support. It's not the first time United have faced such issues, and the recurrence suggests the lessons of the past haven't been learned. United's handling of injury news has often lacked transparency, leaving fans and pundits guessing about the status of key players. The vague timelines for player recoveries add to the confusion, and there appears to be a disconnect between the medical team's assessments and the actual return of players to full fitness. For example, while the club has been cautiously optimistic about the returns of Shaw and Hojlund, there's little clarity on whether these players are genuinely close to being match fit or if further setbacks are expected. The absence of these players is directly affecting United's performances and results. Without Shaw, United's left flank lacks balance and defensive solidity, forcing Ten Hag to make makeshift adjustments. Hojlund's absence means the team lacks striker options, affecting their ability to convert chances and maintain attacking pressure. The injuries have forced United into a reactive stance in their games, unable to execute Ten Hag's vision effectively, which is contributing to their poor form. It is surprising that Manchester United, given their resources and medical facilities, are not better at mitigating injury risks. Proper load management, rotation policies, and personalised recovery programs should be standard at a club of this level. The fact that multiple players are injured in such a short span of time points to a potential failure in these areas. Erik Ten Hag's approach, while disciplined, may need to be re-evaluated if it is contributing to player fatigue or injuries. While there is hope for the return of key players after the international break, the club must navigate the upcoming fixtures carefully and ensure players are brought back in a way that does not jeopardise their long-term fitness. Is it time for Manchester United to make changes to their fitness and injury management team? Should they be investing more in squad depth to cover for inevitable injuries? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's discuss what needs to happen to turn things around for the Red Devils.